Hi, Collective. This is a timeless message of protection from lower energies. It would appear that Spirit and our guides wanted me to speak to you about this today. So whenever you're finding this reading, it is meant for you and it's good for any zodiac sign. I woke up this morning feeling really strange in a way that I don't typically feel. I've had a lot of heavy readings this week, and I've also been a little bit under the weather, and that leaves me a little bit extra sensitive. So I sat down at my table here, which is where I work, and it's also an altar for me as well at times, and I was moving some decks around and doing Reiki on them, shuffling them, clearing them out and putting them away. And I had two decks kind of explode on me. Like, the decks will talk, the cards will come out the way they want to. They were tarot, actually. I put those decks away. They were not behaving, so they didn't get to be part of the reading. I called in higher energy, which I use my oracle decks for, angelic energy, more powerful guides, more enlightened guides. But the tarot that came out showed me just a lot of chaos, and I just felt terrible as I was doing that. So I said, okay, I think I'm supposed to deliver a message about this. I got ringing in my ears that was very persistent, and that's my guide's way of saying, yes, please do. So I started with the Archangel Oracle deck and another deck that I have that they wanted me to work with. And the first two cards that came out were Archangel Michael and Protection. So, and I have Lower World at the bottom of the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. So this is for anyone that feels like they are in the lower parts of themselves, that are feeling vulnerable and feeling like they've had a lot of negative energy coming towards them, and a message to help them get out of it. It's lower world energy. I also have the sun here, the owl, and the upper world. Okay, messages of hope and truth are coming. You are also meant to be loving yourself right now, self-love. So when Archangel Michael and Protection comes out, you need to know that right now, the angels are stepping in. Michael is stepping in, holding this blade, wanting to protect you, encouraging you to protect yourself. I can see that there is negative energy around you. They wanted me to use my I Ching Oracle deck to describe an energy around you at this time. And the first two I Ching messages that came out were the I Ching 11 and 33, but they came in the reverse. It's always such beautiful, interesting imagery. I Ching 11, the 11th gate, is about peace. It's about a flowing energy that brings good fortune and fertility and success. And it's also about connections between people and the development of new ideas that are positive, and success is imminent. But it came in the reverse. So this is about a connection that is not bringing success, and it's not bringing peace, and it's not bringing good fortune, and there's no fertile ground here. It is a connection that is developing into something negative, and rather than success being imminent, being unsuccessful and chaotic is imminent. And with 33, he looks like he's calm, amongst the storm here. This is Tun. This is retreat. This is about pulling back from conflict and secluding yourself. And when you do that, luck and prosperity will come from the retreat. And it's good to be small at this point. So I thought perhaps you were really retreating, but they told me this is the energy of a person around you. This person came out as the Sorcerer. This came out in an extended reading I did for Libra the other day in a love message. So if you're Libra and you watch the extended reading on Soma, Chandra, Libra, you may really resonate with this. We have someone who is very powerful, and they will, by any means necessary, use their power to get what they want. I clarified the sorcerer, and I have beauty and energy. This is a very powerful person indeed. They, imbue energy, exude energy. They are also very beautiful. They may use tactics like withdraw and silence and retreating from you as a manipulative tactic. You yourself may have been doing this when we let our lower psyche take over and we believe that, and we use our energy in this way, and we also misuse our beauty. That is very powerful, and human beings can get quite a bit of what they want when they do that. When they use surface level beauty and they work with energy in a negative way, it's a manipulative energy. It's powerful and it's a lower energy. This person may be deciding to cause chaos for you by ghosting you, or you yourself may be withdrawing from this situation. This may be your response to this person at this time. I loved that 61 came out. This is doing self-assessment when we look at ourselves in the mirror. It was very positive that that came out. I think right now is a time of self-reflection for you. This is inner accord, where you center the inner and outer parts of your life and you seek to align yourself with nature and spirits. To further this energy, you guys, I recommend going to a lake or an isolated body of water where the wind will blow over the lake or the body of water. If you don't live near a lake, perhaps you could even find a small pond, a drainage pond even, on a windy day. The wind over the isolated body of water will help with self-reflection. Walking barefoot in grass, if it's too cold to do that, touching trees, touching the ground, this will help with inner reflection. I can see that what you either have been doing, you yourself might have been engaging in this behavior and struggling to find the peace within, but you knew you wouldn't be successful. You have someone that's doing this to you. It's causing you to do a lot of self-reflection. And it's coming from lower energy and the lower world. Your actions right now, this is what they want. This is what Michael wants you to do to help you protect yourself. You have a heavenly helper here trying to protect you, but you yourself on earth must be the luminous warrior. This is divine Mars energy, where you can fight just to fight and fight the wrong battles, fight the wrong way, get in touch with your more difficult emotions and use them in a negative way, or you can be a true luminous warrior, which is a person that has strong moral convictions and a strongly defined sense of self and will fight the good fight for the right reasons. You're being asked to protect yourself and draw your blade. I was like, wow. So we have two blades here that are coming out. I think right now you're being asked to ask yourself, what am I fighting for? What am I fighting about? And when the blade comes out, you're being asked to tactfully and kindly and swiftly as possible, with as few words as possible, cut something out of your life that is not serving you. But it may not be easy, because you will have to be a warrior. With this will come the unicorn and the earth spirit, which is purity and stability. You're really being asked to step away from and step out of using tactics of manipulation or black magic or casting spells or doing things that are unhealthy. Yes, it's very powerful energy. I'm going to use a Star Wars metaphor. It's like the difference between Jedi magic and Sith magic. The Sith love power, and they use anger and sadness and fear and pain to fuel them. That's what the sorcerer will do. It creates, yes, quite a bit of energy. But with this beauty attached to it, again, someone may make the package look very pretty, or used looks, or even sexual temptation. You want to move away from that and fight that with purity and stability. If any of the relationships or situations in your life feel unstable, you are being asked to be a warrior and cut them out. This will bring a purity, okay? That's what the self-reflection is about here. Hidden factors that may be helping you or hindering you. Crow came in reverse with Earth in reverse. 2 came out, and then I had the lower world here. So Crow is about co-creation with spirit. When you move, the universe moves. When you move towards things that are constructive and healthy and are self-focused in a positive way, the universe will move to meet you. Whatever some of you have been working on has not been in a co-creation with spirit. It's been in a co-creation with energy from the lower world and with the sorcerer, which will do all kinds of dark things to get what it wants. It's at that point that spirit does not leave us, but it says, okay, we will let you experience this. You're here on earth to experience yourself as a singularity and have your own experiences. You are free to experience pain, sadness, loss, grief, anger, obsession, laziness, gluttony, jealousy, negativity. You are absolutely free to do that. Why? Because you can. You have the right to. You have the right to experience anything that you want here. And if you do that long enough, eventually, hopefully, you will learn the lesson. You'll get consequences. You'll feel cause and effect to the point where we get, like in the tarot, justice in the hangman, where you've done this to yourself, you made your bed, now you have to face that consequence. You've dealt with manipulative, beautiful people that caused you to withdraw, or they've been that way. Now your consequence for that is you're in the lower world. I mean, you can build a vacation home there, or you can work your way out through cutting things out and moving towards stability and purity. But in the meantime, you're not really co-creating with spirit. Spirit will just wait for you to co-create with it. So you've been working on something. I noticed there is a shell here, a spiral. You may have spiraled out of control. And I just heard the word indulgence. You have indulged this person, this situation, this energy. You also believe that you don't have any power. You do have power and control. You're just not using it. You've been giving it away. Been letting this beautiful, energetic sorcerer energy take over. But now you're doing the self-reflection. And because you're doing the self-reflection and you see it, you will see it. That's when Michael steps in and says, okay, you're starting to co-create. You're starting to co-create. You're starting to see. That's the beginning of the co-creation. The co-creation card came out. It's just in the reverse. If it's on the table, it can get into the upright, and it's made you very ungrounded. Some of you have not gotten in touch with the earth in a long time. Maybe working a lot, using a lot of technology, driving in cars instead of walking when you can. When was the last time you smelled ocean, trees, grass? If you're saying every day, then this message may or may not be for you. But some of you have not gotten in touch with the earth in quite some time. You are being asked to get in touch with the earth, very much so. In particular, with the card of the self-reflection. Remember, the advice from I Ching is to go to a body of water. I also recommend digging up dirt yourself, even with your own hands, like let it get under your fingernails. I've talked to some shamans in the area that I currently live in, which has a rich Native American history. And I have been told many times, dig dirt with your hands and put it in a bowl, rub it on your face, bring water from the outside, bring moon water in, ocean water in, something to help you reconnect with the earth, because it's here for you to help ground you and connect you. Some of you have been way too much up in your head, maybe even doing too much meditation where you're trying to connect with psychics, intuitive stuff, instead of getting in your body. It's in the earth. What you need is in the earth here. So feeling ungrounded, not co-creating, you've been working on something that isn't in your best interest. And the way to work through this is focus. You will need to focus. It will not be easy. I mean, if you're going to be a warrior and you're going to play with swords to bring purity and stability, it will take you focus. The lower world takes you out of focus. It makes everything fuzzy. I'm surprised that the ghost dance didn't come out, but I think that Michael is handing you this blade and saying, I can protect you, but you have also got to protect yourself and purify and bring stability. Focus. Put your glasses on. Put your spiritual glasses on. When you sit in your chariot, is the GPS of your soul turned on? If you've wound up in the lower world, it's because you went off a path that was grounded and stopped co-creating. So focus will be necessary. Also, joy will be necessary. You guys, joy, laughter, happiness, they are magic elixirs. On a personal note, I, about 8 years ago, pulled myself out of a suicidal, depressive state with just 4 things. And one of those key things was joy and laughter. I found ways to make myself laugh as often as possible. I would watch hilarious YouTube videos, comedy. I would go to comedy shows. I would play like Cards Against Humanity and like hilarious games with my kids, who are walking comedians on their own. The point I'm making is anywhere where you find joy. When was the last time something surprised you and made you smile? When was the last time you laughed so hard you cried? What brings you joy? An activity could bring you joy as well. Like, what would you do every day, even if nobody paid you to do it? Do you have a favorite activity or experience that brings joy into your life? Please find it. Focus on joy. Focusing on joy and doing activities that will bring joy and laughter into your life will bring you right back into your body. It will immediately make you feel grounded. Crying and laughing make you feel really grounded and in your body. That will help you get out of the lower world. And really meant to love yourself. Because the person around you or the energy around you is only manipulating you with something that's very shallow. Beauty is not necessarily shallow, but when I pair it with the sorcerer and someone that uses manipulation tactics of causing chaos and ghosting, you're meant to be loving yourself now. And when I was meditating, you guys, I could feel and hear like being in relationships with friends, family members, bosses, or chasing. I saw a runner-chaser relationship as well, where there was just obsession and pain, and the person I was feeling knew they were obsessed and they knew they were in pain, and that's why they're in this energy of the luminous warrior right now. They know they have to fight a good fight, and it will take focus, and you'll have to kill it with joy as well. I also saw people that are in a position of power and they are not using it. They've done things for the benefit of other people, and they're putting themselves dead last, and they're miserable, and they refuse to try anything different. So they've gotten themselves in a perpetual loop of being a provider or a caretaker for people that are not reciprocating on any level. Take back your power so that you can have stability in your life. That was the negative energy that was coming in. Spirit really wants you to recognize that tactics of manipulation will get you what you want in the short term, but always a price. The sorcerer will always pay a price in the end. And to stand up and cut these people out, they will help you and protect you only when you stay in the self-reflection, and only when you get into the energy of Mars and raise the sword of discernment and cut out what is not good for you. Otherwise, you're going to stay in cycles of karma. And one guide spoke up and said, if you don't do this now or very soon, you will stay in this cycle for 2 to 5 more years. And if you're not happy about that, then cut this energy out so that you can start to co-create and get grounded and get out of the lower world. Michael is here to help. And it starts with the self-reflection and loving yourself, okay? Raising your blade, bringing purity and stability. All right, collective, so that's the message of protection. The angels are here to protect you, but you've got to co-create and work with spirit. Go to the water, get in touch with the earth. You'll have to focus, bring joy in. Those are your tools, okay? Those are your tools. Swift words in action, focus, joy, the water, the wind, the ground, and self-love. And you'll start to go in the right direction, and you'll climb out of the lower world protected at this time. I'm always here to listen to the universe for you, my beautiful collective. Take care of yourselves. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.